just go for little waves with the wrists into flexion and extension. And then we'll go for circles, so just clasping the hands together, rotating round, circles one way, and then we'll change direction. Alright, and then we'll shake out the wrists. I'm going to get rid of my mat, so you'll just need a little bit of floor space. Shouldn't need much more than about 2 meters square or so. So the first movement we're going to do is a scorpion reach. So I've covered this one before. You're going to be hands down in a plank position, and then you're going to bring opposite knee towards your elbow. You're going to kick that leg back, keeping the knee bent and trying to move into like a downward dog position with your upper body. So you're aiming for your head to be between your arms, and you're just going to open up the hip to where you can on the side of the leg that's up. And you're just going to be on the ball of your foot on the leg that's on the floor. And you want to keep a slight bend in the knee of the leg that's down. So you're just shifting into that position and then back to opposite knee to elbow, kicking the leg out in an arc, bringing it round to where you can, keeping this knee bent on the leg that's down, and just pushing the ground away through your hands, just to make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders too much. So we'll change sides, we'll do a couple on the other side. Same thing, opening up through the hip, kicking that leg back and really pushing the ground away through your hands. And coming back to opposite knee to elbow, arcing the leg round. Do one more this side. Just staying on the ball of the foot, on the foot that's down. Nice, and then we'll come back. Just shake the wrists out. We'll just try and shake them out between each move, because I know it can be a bit much for some. Alright, so the next move, we've got 3 moves today we're going to cover, and then we're going to flow them together. So the next one's going to be a side kick through. Now, I covered this last week as well. So basically, we're going to start with hands and knees, and then you're going to lift one foot off the ground. So you're going to be on the ball of the foot on the other foot, and you're going to pivot on the ball of your foot. You're going to bring your opposite hand and foot up, and then straighten that leg out. So you're kind of out at a 90-degree angle of the hip, and then this arm's just going to pull back. And then you're going to basically just come back to the start. On your hands and knees, knees off the ground. Opposite hand and foot lift, and you pivot on the ball of your foot to kick that leg out straight. And the other arm just extends back with a bent elbow to open up through the chest. I'll show you the other side. So you lift up opposite hand and foot, pivot on the ball of your foot, and the leg kicks out straight. And the idea as well with the foot that's down, mostly with most moves in animal flow, you kind of use your ball of your foot to kind of accelerate or to move, and then the heel of your foot or the outside of your foot acts a bit as a brake. So with these, you pivot on the ball of your foot, and then to control the movement, before you straighten your leg out, you bring your heel down, and it sort of stops you, gives you more stability. Then you're going to kick your leg out straight and come back. So we might do one more on each side of those. Shake your wrists down in between just whenever you need to as well. On your hands and knees, hopefully this is a good enough angle for you guys. Bring your opposite hand and foot up, pivot on the ball onto the heel. So you go pretty quick onto the heel. That's going to make you stable. Straighten the leg out and bring this arm back, elbow bends. And then you can just switch to the other side. So just switch which hand and foot you head up. pivot on the ball, onto the heel pretty quick, and then the leg kicks out straight to the side. Alright, and then we'll come back to that again. The third move we're going to cover, this one's a bit more straightforward. It's called an ape reach. So you're going to get into a lower squat as you can, so it's going to look different for everyone. If you can get into a deep squat, then that's great. If you can't, then just sort of get into whatever position you can. And you're going to start sitting back into your heels and just sort of flexing your spine. Hands are going to be out in front, and then you're going to shift your weight onto the balls of your feet, and you're going to open up your arms, open up your chest, stretching through the pecs, and your thumbs are just going to face behind you, and then you're going to transition back onto your heels and flexing the spine again with your arms out in front. So we'll just do a couple, so this is a nice challenge for your balance as well. Trying to stay on the balls of your feet in a squat, and then shift into your heels, flexing the spine, back up onto the balls of your feet. Spine goes into a bit of extension, show you from the side, and your arms move back to open the chest. I'll do one more. Back onto the heels, flat foot I should say, and then coming up onto the balls of your feet, open up the chest, arms go out to the side. Alright. So let's just shake out the wrists. I know that wasn't wrists, but we're going to run through one more rep on each side of each of those moves. So we're going to go back to the scorpion reach, and then we're going to do a rep on each side of that, and then we'll do a rep on each side of the side kick through after that. So we'll go back to the scorpion reach, on your hands and knees, come up into a plank position. I'm just going to change my angle slightly. Let's get up. So yeah, into a plank position, you're going to bring opposite knee towards elbow, kick back into an arc with the bent knee. The leg that's down, you stay on the ball of the foot, and that knee stays a little bent. Really pushing the ground away through your hands to activate your back. And then you're going to come back to the opposite knee to elbow. Switching sides, knee to elbow, arcing the leg back with the bent knee, staying on the ball of your foot with a slight bend in the knee that's down. Just taking the movement to where you feel comfortable, coming back. Alright. Then we're going to do the slide kick through. So on your hands and knees, just bringing your knees off the ground. You're going to bring your opposite hand and foot off the ground, pivoting on the ball of your foot, pretty quickly moving that heel down to the ground to give you stability, straightening that leg out. And then you're going to switch sides, pivot on the ball of your foot, heel down, kick the leg out straight, and you're going to pull the other arm just comes back. So we'll go through the ape reach for one rep as well, and then we're going to link them together in a flow. So we'll go back to the ape reach, trying to get into a deep squat. That might look more like that for some. That's okay, just try and get up onto the balls of your feet and then back onto your heels, or if you can get all the way down, you're going to go up onto the balls of your feet, open your chest, arms go out to the side, back's in a bit of extension, shifting back into the heels, back moves into flexion, and your arms just rest down towards the ground. So, shake out your wrists, and then I'm going to flow them together and show you what we'll do, and then we'll run through a couple of the flows. So I'm going to start with the scorpion reach first, kicking out into the reach, and then you're going to come back through, so that leg is going to be the one that kicks out straight, and then you're going to bring your hand and feet back to the ground. You're going to kind of shuffle your feet into a squat position, so don't worry about that, just kind of move them as you need to get into the squat position. And then you're going to move up onto the balls of your feet, into the ape reach, Shifting back, sorry about the dogs. Shifting back into your heels. Back down to that position. Then we're just going to walk the hands out back into the scorpion position. So we're just going to flow those together. I'll have to sort of stay in shot. I might just have to like readjust myself every now and then, because the thing with flow is you do land up sort of moving around the room a bit, which is fine for you, but if you want to see me, it's a bit tricky. So see if you guys can follow along. I'll try and talk you through like each step as we go, and hopefully you can keep up with it. So I'll start with the scorpion reach first. Frankie! Sorry, the dogs are going off of it. So, starting in the plank, you're going to bring opposite knee to elbow, kicking that leg back, staying on the ball of your foot on the foot that's down, and then you're going to pivot on the ball of your foot to bring the leg through to the kick through. Then you're going to bring that leg back to the ground, just shuffle your feet round to a squat position, sitting back into your heels, back flexors, and then you're going to move up to the balls of your feet, arms go out to the sides, stretching the chest out, and then you're just going to bring your hands to the ground to walk out back into a plank position. I'm just going to bring my feet back, and then we're going to go the other side. So whichever side you just did, do the other side, kicking back into scorpion reach, and then you're going to pivot on the ball of your foot, bringing that leg through to the side kick through. And then you're going to come back, bringing your feet into a squat position, into your heels, flexing your spine, coming up onto the balls of your feet, chest open and into extension with the spine, and then walking the hands out again into a plank. And then we're going to go back to the side you did first, so opposite knee to elbow, kick that leg back with a bent knee into the scorpion reach, and then you're going to pivot on the ball of your foot onto the heel, straightening out that leg into the side kick through, coming back to your hands and feet, shuffle your feet into a squat position, then you're going to come up onto the balls of your feet. I think I've switched that, but we'll do this extension first, and then shift it back into the heels, into flexion. Alright, shake out the wrists. So that was, 1 full flow on each side, which I hope you kept up with. So we'll have a little shake out of the wrists and just a little wrist wave, you could call it, just for 30 seconds or so. And then we're going to repeat that again. You can do some circles as well, just hands clasped, doing circles one way and then the other. And then just shake them out. And again with these moves, like sometimes, you might just need to do micro adjustments with where there's no sort of strict rule, I guess, with this as to where your hands and feet are, if you need to adjust them slightly when you move from one position to the next. It's not like we're performing for anyone, so it's fine if you need to adjust things as you're moving, especially when you're learning the movements. It can take a little while to kind of know how your body works and where you need to place your hands and feet exactly. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to go through scorpion reach to the side kick through to the ape reach. So we'll start with the scorpion reach into the plank position, opposite knee to elbow, keep that knee bent and kick it round in an arc, push the ground away through your hands, keeping the leg that's on the floor slightly bent. You're going to pivot on the ball of your foot, bring that heel down to stop you, and then straighten the leg out, bringing the opposite arm back. Place your feet on the floor and just shuffle your feet into a squat position. We'll start by going up into the extension and balls of the feet. So just bringing your arms wide, open the chest, extend the back, and then you're going to go into the heels, flex in the back, arms come down. Then we're going to just walk the hands out back to that plank position, and we're going to go to the other side. So opposite knee to elbow, keep the knee bent, kicking back in an arc, push the ground away through your hands, stay on the ball of your foot that's on the ground, and then pivot on the ball of your foot, bring the heel down to break, straighten the leg out, pull this arm back, and then you're just going to bring the hands and feet back to the ground, shuffle your feet into a squat position, coming up on the balls of your feet, extending the back, open the arms, and then shifting back into your heels, flex in the back, arms come down.